Manchester United have made 4 big signings so far this summer. Zirkzee, Yoro, Ligt and Mazraoui. So heading into the start of the Premier League season, let's discuss what United's strongest starting 11 would be if every player was available and where work is still needed to be done in the last 3 weeks of this summer transfer window. I think it's pretty fair to say that Manchester United have got a better starting 11 this season. We've got a better squad. We've had a good summer so far. Not a great summer. There's still more that we need to do to make it a 10 out of 10 summer. What I'm going to do in this video is run through my starting 11, the strongest starting 11 that I think Ten Hag has at his disposal if everybody remains fit, which isn't going to happen. We know that. But I'm going to look at the strength in depth as well, the subs. Let me know what you think in the comments. What's the strongest 11 you think United could do? Let's get straight into it. Make sure you drop a like in the video if you do enjoy these sorts of videos. Now, I'm going to start this formation by putting in the players that I think they're guaranteed to start, right? Onana in goal, Lisandro Martinez, left centre-back, Kobbie Mainoo as central midfielder, and Bruno Fernandes. Every other position, I think there's questions to be asked, all right? And I'm going to start off by speaking about this man, all right? Ligt has come in, and I think the first question to ask is, if they're fit, both fit, who's the first choice right-sided centre-back? I personally think it's Ligt, right? I think we're going to be seeing Ligt starting as Manchester United's first choice right-sided centre-back, with Lenny Yoro, not as the sub per se, but it's just a personal opinion. I think Ligt is more at the age that he is, 25 versus 18. I think Ten Hag will be looking towards him as a captain, and Yoro's going to have to. I mean, look, he came to United to develop, and he's going to have to develop because there is competition, genuine competition for places inside this squad now. And I'm going to put down as the alternative to Lisandro Martinez as it stands, it's Harry Maguire, right? They're our first 4 choice centre backs, and it's such an upgrade on our season. Massive strength in depth there. Now, the question I think to be asked about our next signing to discuss is a certain Mazraoui. Do you think he's going to be used more as a left-sided centre-back? No, a left back or a right back? Firstly, you let me know in that in the comments. Secondly, I think it's going to be Diogo Dalot playing right back. And thirdly, right, I don't even think that I can put Luke Shaw down as our first-choice centre-back anymore. First-choice centre-back. Stop saying centre-back, Sam. I don't even think I can put him down as a first-choice left-back anymore. I think Luke Shaw is going to become the alternative to Mazraoui across the course of this season, right? And in terms of now now that doesn't have Harry Mass. I can only do one sub in this, all right? So if I was to go over here and look at this squad, there's going to be players that I'm not including, like Heaton, Lindelof. I think should be sold anyway. Madisia, he was injured for a couple of months anyway. Harry Mass I'll be putting here, and Johnny Evans as I could as probably third choices, but I can't because I can only do one sub. So you would have Harry Mass over there, and you would have Johnny Evans as being like a 5th choice in there. And in terms of the right back, I think Mazraoui is the alternative at right back. And then there might be occasions where Dalot is injured and Mazraoui goes to right back, and then Harry Mass comes in at left back. Mazraoui is going to be the one that switches between the two. But I'm probably going to be putting that down as the strongest starting 11 in terms of it's just what I feel, man. It's just what I feel. In terms of midfield, right, that's where the next big question comes, because as much as this has been a successful season, right, and it has been a successful summer so far, we need a midfielder in order for this summer to be considered great. And Ugarte right now is seemingly coming back in as probably that top candidate. So what you might well be looking at for Manchester United's midfield options this year, because it really doesn't look like anybody's going to be buying Casemiro. And I do think that Casemiro would be a better player this season than he was last season. I don't really think it could be much worse, if I'm being completely honest and brutally honest. But Ugarte, clearly United want to sign him. Whether it will be Casemiro starting or Ugarte or dovetailing or certain maybe Casemiro starts the season and Ugarte comes in, I don't know. But across the course of the season, I think that would be down if Ugarte comes in. Is he the ideal central midfielder for us? No, I think we could probably sign someone who offers more. That limited progression that is part of his game. Very good defensively, winning the ball back, circulating possession, good. But he's not progressive. We need a midfielder who can do all of that. But I think that would be our strongest starting midfield. Bruno, the obvious backup to Bruno is Mason Mount, right? And I think if we do play that system where we play 2 false nines, I think he'll work perfectly in that system, right? And then we move on to the attack, where we've definitely got options. Now, Me personally, I'm going into the season. Absolutely. Where is he down there? Still calling him Diallo on here. With Ahmad as the first choice right-sided winger. Now, who else can we have there? Let's run through the options. I've moved on from midfield. Who haven't I included? Christian Eriksen would be there in midfield. Scott McTominay, I think, is going to be sold. Toby Collier would be down there in that position there. If Casemiro stays and Ugarte signs, it limits his a little bit. We'll find out. Hannibal, I think, will be sold. Amrabat, I don't think we'll sign him. And Pellistri should be sold. Pellistri, I'm not going to include in my winger options, but move on to up front, right? I've got Ahmad as a first choice right winger. If I was to choose the second choice right winger, this is the issue here. I think right now, you can't deny that the pecking order is this way round. But it certainly is for me. Alejandro Garnacho is a starter ahead of Marcus Rashford at this moment in time. You saw the impact that he made when he came off the bench against City. You saw the impact he had all last season. It feels like Garnacho has taken all the good elements and like Cristiano Ronaldo as a role model is incredible. Like nobody, I've never seen anybody maximize their talent more than him. Knowing what he was good at and working and grinding it out and just maximizing the most of himself. I hope Garnacho takes that attitude and approach in because I think he will. But Marcus Rashford, so Garnacho could be over on that right-hand side. He's got flexibility. Rashford can't. He's playing on the left or he's not playing at all. So I mean, you can probably put Sancho down right now, but I don't think Sancho would be here. And when Sancho moves, I'm putting Anthony there, but I don't really want Anthony to play. And then up front, this is going to be an interesting one. And I don't actually know myself. Who is going to be the first choice up front? Højlund's more of a central number 9, like a striker. Zirkzee's not going to be that sort of player. He'll drop deeper. And it kind of strikes me, well, we know full well that this is what the start of the season is going to be, right? If we're playing Fulham, it's going to be Zirkzee up there first. But Højlund and Zirkzee as two options up front is a massive, massive upgrade on where we were last season. If we're talking about upgrades, we've got a huge, impossible to sort of, it's a 10 out of 10 upgrade, really, central defensive options. Let's zoom in on this one now that I don't need to add any more players in, right? That's better. You can see that a bit better now, can't you? There you go. Huge upgrade in central defensive options. Upgrade in our fullback option in Mazraoui, left back and right back. If Ugarte comes in, a big upgrade in central midfield as well. And we've got Collier coming through. So we've signed a bit of quality and we've got somebody coming through from the academy that should bolster our upside. I still have question marks whether that'll be enough. And I've got question marks about Casemiro. In attack, the only signing that we've made is Joshua Zirkzee. But I think of all the positions on the pitch, that was probably where we needed the least reinforcement compared to central midfield, centre-back and full-back. I think defensively was far bigger priority. Ahmad's coming through. That there is a starting 11. Onana, Mazraoui, Martinez, De Ligt and Dalot. With Mainu and Ugarte. Bruno in the number 10 role, although technically it might be that 4-2-4 with two false nines. Garnacho on the left, Ahmad on the right, and Zirkzee up front. Is that the best 11? Do you agree with it? Or what would you switch? That's what I want you to let me know in the comments below. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing. We have upgraded a lot. Still think there's more to do. But we are a better looking starting 11 and a better looking squad than we were last season.